Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Greetings, everyone.
Happy
Welcome
Tuesday.
What do it do?
to the Art, Beauty, Equilibrium podcast.
Tell them, Jay.
We're coming from you live from Los Angeles, California.
And what do they need to do?
Make sure you guys subscribe, like, and share.
How much it costs?
Oh, it's on that free 99.
Free.
Yes, that free. Yeah, so we're going to get into today's topics.
Let's get We're not gonna have a repeat.
Hey,
It sound like
But we
Theo.
might.
hey, slow jamming, slow
We
jamming,
might.
Jason.
Run down these topics for us, Shima. Thank you.
First of all, is this the night beat? Okay.
Comfortable.
Today we have Kanye West for president. What's up with that? We're gonna talk about it, y'all. August Alsina, Jada Pinkett. Is that some dust, some juice, some gossip?
All I gotta
rumor?
say-
What is it?
All I gotta say is forgive me for what I'm about to say about that conversation. But
And
what else we gonna talk about?
last but not least, everybody saw it on social media this weekend. Everybody was saying, "What's that Black Army about?" You know what I mean? NFAC.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
Now that was
What it do?
looking like,
right.
can't wait to get to that
So let's get into
one.
it.
But the first, what was it, Kanye?
Kanye,
Kanye.
president.
So
Man, you had it like, yeah, you was saving it, yeah.
Kanye.
That's what started it all. He
Let's
said,
now
"We must-"
realize the promise of America by trusting God, unifying our vision, and building our future. I am running for president of the United States.
Booyah.
Who wanna go first?
Dun, dun, dun.
We going
Okay.
from one food to the next food.
So, yeah. See, I don't.
Bo.
Easy, 2020.
What if that
Don't play. Now, see? He got y'all already.
That's kind
Hey,
of hard.
it's done. See?
It's kind of hard. You
Hey.
cannot deny that.
That'd be hard as hell, though.
As far as like a theme song, yeah.
Hey man. So
Hey,
Look.
he got you. Got him.
That would be hard.
Is it for real though, Jason? Is it for real, or is it just like one of those things that he did with like Taylor Swift? You know what I mean? Is it just like a random ramble or what?
let me intro into this. Like, yay, we love your music. Them shoes, I got a few pair of them. Send me some more. Like they dope. But my dude, I don't know if this is. I can't take him serious on this one because honestly, like I would be for it because honestly, Trump, Biden, all we gonna be doing, like they always say, we're gonna be picking the lesser two evils, right?
Right.
So Kanye, you know, he might have a little bit of substance, you know, like he said he was rocking with Trump, you know, and did all that MAGA stuff just to get, you know, some prisoners of political war, whatever, out of jail. That was his, you know, reason for rocking with Trump. If that was it, hey, I applaud you. But if you're really serious about being, you know, a president, you should have started a long time ago, bro. When they had all the debates and, you know, like you could have really put your stamp
That might
on
be
it.
a strategy
But
to be different, to just stand out. Because, look, keep it real. Like, if I would have asked you, say, 10 years ago, would you rather have Donald Trump or Kanye West as president?
I'm going to say Kanye, but that nigga was rocking back in 10
But
years
that's
ago.
all I'm saying. So now
But
nobody took Donald Trump seriously. I think it's if ever there was a chance for Kanye West to be president, I think it's right now. He's
facts.
Him and his wife are billionaires, so they
But-
got the bread.
look, I'm not saying that this ain't the time for him. Yeah, it's perfect, but we need some substance. So I don't want to be playing around with the presidential, you know.
We already played
candidate.
around with it.
But I
We
think-
already, we
I
already
know.
played around with
I'm
it.
gonna be honest with you though. Like if we gave a white man a chance who's a fool, then why we can't get a black man a fool? I mean, the black man who's a fool a chance too, nigga.
Because we gotta stand on something.
And to be honest with you, I'm not even going. And I'm just being silly. I'm not even going to necessarily call him a fool.
Yeah.
I mean, Kanye West, very well. You know, he could be an educated
he
young
did his
man.
thing.
He could be smart.
I mean,
you know, he
yeah.
could. You know, so I'm not gonna put that out there like that. But I would give it a go. I would see what's up. I mean, if we let him do it.
They lowered his chances. I was looking at, they got odds on everything.
Right.
So when he first announced it, I think it was 500 to 1. And within a few days, it went to 50 to 1.
Wow.
So
they think that he might really do it.
Because you start to look at it and you say,
like, what if? Because they did
Donald Trump might have paved the way for it.
Yeah. No, he did.
All I'm saying is,
he did.
if he's going to be serious about it, be serious. I don't need him, because just like last election, somebody came in at the very end and it messed up, the spread of the votes, for the Democratic Party. So if you're serious, dog, hey. But I just hope it's not smoking mirrors.
I will say this though, but I do think overall though, the fact that we're even talking about a rap artist being a president, and then the last president or the current president we got right now is somebody who we once was like, yo, are they serious? It really is a reflection of where we're at now as a society.
It's a popularity contest.
Like when we were coming up, it wasn't about status and popularity. You had to have stuff backing, You had to have a resume for this shit,
And I agree.
Now anybody can be a president. That might be kind of dangerous.
I just hope it's not to sell some more. I mean, because he's about to, rock with Gap. I hope it's not to sell more Gap. I hope it's not to sell more Yeezys. I hope he's real serious about this because we don't have time to be playing.
Well, when do you take it serious? Because an announcement is just an announcement.
That's it.
He has to basically take the steps to actually run. You know what I mean? Also, he can run as an independent party. He can't even run as like a Democrat or a Republican at this point. And we would have to basically write his name on the ballot. So people have a hard time even getting to the booth to vote. You know what I mean?
Right.
Let alone go in and vote and write somebody's name down.
He could.
But I'm telling you this right now.
He can make that happen.
If Kanye do run, I'm voting for Kanye West. I'm going for a brother.
Okay.
Just on the strength of that, and I'm living and dying with
But
that.
see,
I'm gonna rely on the color of that man's skin at the end of the day to look out for the people.
I don't want to say. I don't want to say. Yeah, I don't want to say that
because I'm not trusting another face. Who else running for president right now?
I'm not gonna say skin color, but I'm talking about just like he was saying, like something substantial. Like,
no, I understand that, but if it came down to just him and then these other people that. First of all, ain't nobody gonna make the world a better place.
But I think that's exactly what he can run on because that's like an agent of change. Because you're thinking about doing something so drastic, right? For a cause, you know what I mean? And that's what I think that sometimes you need, just like the the Black Lives Matter movement right now. You need something to kind of shake up policy and industry or whatever.
It could end up being a big move.
David said it's trash. So Kanye West running for president, he feels it's absolute trash.
I understand that it could be absolute.
Hey, he gave him 3 trash.
But I'm just saying though, what president has looked out for the black community yet? Who's done that in our history?
Obama tried, Kennedy tried,
But who's really done something though?
It's only so much they can do.
So
the trying effort,
that's why.
Look.
No, I feel like people are like, man, enough is enough, right? Because at the end of the day, our president is really turned into who's the most popular person in the United States. You can be president.
It's a popularity contest.
I don't
you can be president.
So if it's a popularity contest, then I can be biased. Then if he black, that's who I'm going for.
You can't be biased.
It's like the president.
Right. Yeah,
I can be biased. It's all popularity.
But I don't want to get into the. I don't want celebrity president. I
feel you on that. You want somebody that can do the job.
I don't want that either.
But I'll say this.
But Beverly Hills.
I said they need a resume for this shit.
Wives.
But if they not having resumes no more, and this is just what it is, and I'm looking at these more seasoned Europeans who have
I agree with Shonda.
Shonda said if he really cared about the people, he would have done it the right way.
What's up, Steve?
Facts.
Good morning.
Put him up on
Good morning, Steve.
What up, Steve? How you doing?
What up?
That's
we don't
my guy.
We don't want no smoke with Steve.
No smoke.
And stop parking in Steve parking spaces, man. That's an issue. All right.
Hey,
but anyway,
man.
Look, I do fit. At the end of the day, of course, we grew up on people running for presidents who were actual, what are they before? Senate, Senate, but
they had a track record. I mean,
Reagan wasn't.
Ronald Reagan was
a popularity contest too.
Okay.
Arnold Schwarzenegger was governor.
Was a popular.
I'm telling you, man, we had what's the wrestler? He was governor. Vince. No, not Vince. What's his name?
I don't know the most about my.
I'm not
show.
Right. The politics. So y'all got.
I will say this: as far as policy, I think that prison reform is a good look, and Kanye and Kim were very instrumental in basically like getting the ball rolling with prison reform.
I gotta give
Jesse
it.
Ventura.
Everybody's talking
So-
about that mess about Kim Kardashian. She
You know.
showed it, get some people out of jail, play with
At
y'all.
the end of
do.
the day, you know.
Man, she kind of solid. Y'all don't want to go. We're gonna detour. Go ahead.
See.
What you saying?
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
my-
just saying.
You
My
gotta give
point
Kim
is,
some
man,
credit.
we just it's all popularity.
All
Like
popularity.
if you, that's
You
like
gotta
if
give
you
kids some credit.
Oh my
You
goodness,
know.
I just thought about something.
What?
What's that?
We've actually seen both Melania Trump's and Kim Kardashian's titties.
yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, that
Also,
might,
he might be president with
Wait
that
a
one.
minute.
Hey,
yeah.
Because
See,
you can't really talk about the scandal, you know what I mean?
You
As
can't
far
talk
as like
about
the
none of
scandal
that.
in anybody's closet as far as skeletons.
Donald
Jesse
Trump.
Ventura.
Jesse
yeah.
Ventura,
Yeah.
thanks, Brandon.
Jason.
You're looking
Yeah,
out.
Donald
Jesse
Trump
Ventura,
opened
yeah.
up the door.
And Steven
Jesse
said we don't
Ventura.
need a celebrity president. You know, you're absolutely
So
right,
you can't
Steve.
even say, wait a minute, what about this person? You know, their track record, all this kind of stuff. Whatever. I don't know.
Isn't
Hey, Kim has some nice, you know.
hey, what's the point guard, the sweet point guard from Phoenix?
Kevin Johnson.
Ain't he like the mayor of Sacramento or was or something?
Something like
Facts.
that.
Man, it's
See?
popularity out here, man.
Do
Man.
you think that
Sometimes you
Kanye
need
West
that.
will show
You
his
need
taxes?
that.
Boom.
You could probably see
boom,
Kanye and
boom,
Kim's taxes.
Boom, boom, boom,
Hey.
boom, boom.
I don't know.
Boom.
I think he will, but no.
We gotta call in.
No.
We're calling in.
Kanye for president.
Yeah, I think that we do need to address the issue of like, why are we voting for just celebrities? Like, why does it seem like
Are
if you
we
can?
actively saying, okay, this is a celebrity, or you know? I think a lot of people, like for instance, Donald Trump back in the day when he was doing his show, he was popular because everybody basically wants like money. You know what I mean? We live in like a capitalist society, so people looked up to him because he's this rich guy. You know what I mean? From the school, the books, everything. You know what I mean? The art of the deal.
He was.
You can't tell me that
inheritedly
some
rich,
people
you know.
look up to that, to money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
He
at
got
the end of
money
the
and
day,
influence and
yeah.
Well,
power.
the thing is, that's going back to the Bible. When you think about all the kings that God appointed, they all were handsome. When he instructed different prophets to go out and recruit these kings, he always told them, make sure he gonna be a
Spanking on
handsome
that.
boy, this and that. He gonna be attractive, tall. Because people, as humans, we don't listen to people unless they look good.
Banking off that, my boy told me, he said, just check out, you know, the past like 20, 30 presidents, all of them are over 6 feet.
Yeah.
I was like, what? Until I
Human
went-
beings are shallow.
Until I went and looked, like Trump is 6'3".
Yeah.
I didn't know he was that tall.
If you're not attractive, handsome, and tall,
See, this
we
is
don't
crazy,
listen
though.
to you.
This
Well, the
is crazy,
devil,
though.
well, Satan is the most beautiful angel ever. So
It's true, but it's crazy, man. We basically are. We done turned the president into the prom king. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like,
Yes.
like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
That's what this
Whoa.
has become. It's
Looks
like
is- that's Hollywood. That's everything.
if you got some drip, you could be the governor, man.
Yes.
That's crazy.
People don't listen to you when you're not attractive.
and I think with Trump now it's kind of like to the point where you don't even need no experience.
no.
You just gotta
Look good.
And now
Look
I
the
think
part.
that it's also like almost like a it's almost like a kind of like a dysfunctional mentality because a lot of people also equate like racism with a candidate now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you
Yeah.
have like a lot of groups who are just like not only right wing, but they're also like racist or they're thinking about white supremacy when it comes to the presidency.
Right.
True.
Yeah.
You're right.
That's horrible behavior.
and then I'm trying to think. That might be the man. Yeah, this is getting crazy
Yeah.
because that might be like the first mixed race,
Right.
situation in the White House too.
You're right.
That it's just crazy
Barack
that's
was
like.
mixed race. You mean as far as
No,
like
I mean a couple.
The
yeah.
couple.
Yeah.
Not
okay.
not the child. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
actual couple. Yeah,
But I mean, who knows, man? Things are evolving. It may be for the better. You know, like I seen a meme where the guy said, "How about we all just keep sleeping with each other until we all mixed?
Everybody
Be
beige,
one
huh?
race."
That's what's gonna happen anyway. So
That's where we
Eventually-
headed.
they just trying to slow up the process. That's all that's
Right.
gonna happen. Everybody gonna be the same.
Everybody gonna be black.
Yeah, you
Man.
can't
And
can't
mixed
stop
and
that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm
Lynden.
done with this though, man. Let's move
move
on
on.
because
All
Kanye,
August Alsina.
it's gonna get real. We probably gonna
Young
revisit
player.
that.
Right.
Cool.
August.
Okay.
Yo, all right.
This
Dude.
is wild.
Now,
This might.
Yes.
But what did I say? They're gonna come with these damn distractions.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. He said,
Yeah, but remember, everybody
that doesn't
said,
mean we need to follow
see,
our own
not to go back to the
behavior.
last one, but when you were talking about Kim, when I was saying, I seen a post where someone was talking about everybody want the Will Jada love.
Look,
And was
I
hating
got
on
that.
Kim.
Will Jada
Kanye.
love.
Right,
Uh-oh.
But Kim Kanye shit been solid
Look.
as hell.
Will Jada love.
J. Cole said, "I want that
And
real
Will Jada love got
that
an
Jada and that Will love."
Well,
Wow.
They got
Now-
a third. You got to say Will Jada and August love, nigga.
Now,
Right.
I'm gonna be, you know, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
What benefit
What
of
benefit of
Look, I wasn't there.
Huh?
I wasn't there.
Hold on, look.
Nobody knows.
Hey, did you see this? Oh, I gotta
And
show
nobody
you this, bro.
knows.
I wasn't
I gotta show
there.
you this,
I was-
look. They
Look.
said, hold on, just look at this, man. It said
Drake
Drake
said
should
shit
decide and mind his own business. Look at that. Look at that, bro.
Hey, man. Now this is what I gotta say, right?
Yo,
All right.
I better find your loving.
Now,
First of all,
That's so
August,
funny.
you know, it's so convenient that he said that he gonna bring this up when he got an album that just dropped.
That's
stuff,
what I'm
right?
saying.
So, homie,
But look
that
at-
ain't cool. You know,
look
if
how
that's how you
people
had
do
to sell your
things.
record.
But this goes
Come
back.
on, man. You over here dry snitching and dirty macking, homie.
Right.
You know, you don't dirty mac.
It's
You
actually
know,
connected.
What?
These topics are actually connected because it just shows you how, like, as a people, whether you're running for presidency, you got a product, anything that you want the people to consume, all you got to do is get their attention. Doesn't
Yep.
matter.
Hey, he got
it doesn't
everybody's
matter
attention.
what the
so maybe
what the
scandal
context
drives
is.
sales. You know what
Probably so.
It does because you.
That shit whack though, cause homie, Jada, if you listening, you
Well,
should
listen-
have picked me,
listen.
Barbara, cause I would have said nothing. homie,
See,
hey,
He ain't
First
letting
of
it
all-
go.
holla at me.
You
won't let it go. We're not going to do that,
I ain't gonna
Come
let
on,
it go.
bro.
I'm hating.
man.
Your beard is fully developed, man. She don't want you, man.
You know, she
Look.
want that
You know
young boy. You
Below
know,
the belt. Below the belt.
yeah.
God, yeah, I
He
can
ain't-
cut this shit off.
He ain't got all that density.
Hey, that'll be the way to go.
There you
Jada,
go.
I
But
won't
look.
say nothing. Come holler at me.
Rewind though. What are we really talking about, right?
Distractions.
If this is true, and they did have a relationship, isn't this just the gateway into another structure of relationships? This is not the typical husband and wife, right? But everybody
All
has
he's doing-
talked about that for years, that they don't have a typical relationship, and even they themselves,
Right.
when asked about their union, will tell
This ain't
you
nothing new.
we are not husband and wife as
Right.
y'all think about it. And then it's
Right.
like normal people's like, well, what are
Yeah,
you then?
everybody's known this already. I think it's just being, brought back. You know what I'm saying, for the to distract us.
Because
Like you were saying.
I think it might be some people that really relate to that though, because everybody is not, just on two people, one relationship, no outside people. Some people is open,
Yeah,
and,
that's true.
and look at this meme I saw too. Y'all gotta chill on a Jet relationship because some of y'all in open relationships right now don't even know.
Exactly.
He's sitting there
exactly.
looking funny.
Exactly. Or maybe you do.
Yeah,
That's
So-
hilarious.
As far as like structure, what's the definitive meaning of open relationships? You know what I mean? Like nobody,
this
Right.
I'm
I don't
sorry.
know.
On the
Once you
message
cheat,
feed,
you out,
this
it's
fool
over.
Damon. Nah, bro, I can't.
Brandon
I'm
said,
sorry.
no such thing as bad publicity. I
Nah,
agree.
the one after that. The one after that.
Oh,
probably
okay.
have to
See,
spend
you
some
tried
nights
it.
with
You really
real-
tried
Oh,
Nah, bro. Nah.
What happened?
Nah.
On your own
You
time.
probably had to spend some nights with Will.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Not at all. No,
See.
can't.
Yeah,
no.
we'll not
See,
let.
now-
Yeah, we'll not
Sorry.
gonna let you.
Nah, can't do it.
Do Jada and
I'm not gonna be able to do it.
He gonna
First
want you to
of all-
rub him down.
See, first of
Nah,
all,
man.
now we talk about every single thing in the rumor mill,
Hey.
and who knows what is true. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
I'm-
So,
Oh no, I believe that.
everybody gets smashed, B.
Everybody.
hey, Lynden is going with everything. Lynden is going with everything. Like,
Everybody
Hey.
gets.
But all this is
Everybody
doing-
gets smashed. B.
all this is doing is exposing, these celebrity relationships for what they really
Lynden
are.
said, "I'm here for everything."
Yes. Everybody draws comes through here. B. Kids, nigga, boys, nigga.
Oh,
Everybody gets smashed.
But see, on the flip side, we were talking about this. What if it was flipped? You know what I mean? Everybody has all these controversies these days with women, right?
I think
and
that's
the Me Too movement and stuff like that, or whatever, right? So now going back to August and, you know, all this kind of stuff, whatever, people think about this as like a joke and laughter, you know what I mean? But if it was somebody else, you know what I mean, or a woman, it would be like outrage. So, you know,
I don't know why.
Like basically, I feel like if we're so used to society as men doing these things, if it came out that Will, you know, throw Rihanna in there, or you know, some other whoever you want to insert in his place, and it was flipped around, they would probably look at it and immediately kind of like, we know how to respond to this because it's been going on since the beginning of time. But now that they done flipped it around, and it's the wife that got her thing going on the side. Now everybody's like, wait a minute, this doesn't make sense.
And now everybody want to talk about all these side piece rules. If it's a side piece, are there any rules? Piece. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What Drake say at the ESPYs? Side pieces. Hey. Side pieces.
I think too, a large portion of it is that, you know, he does have an album he's promoting, and he did just come out, and I'm still not clear about his motives for even saying anything.
Yeah. It's like, bro,
he kind of said that
you didn't killed it for some people.
Yeah.
You know, like for real.
But why question that? Because people have emotions. What if he's like hurt or something?
That's what I was thinking. That is young.
What if he's really like just really in his feelings about something? You know?
Man, that child probably he could have been getting manipulated emotionally on so many levels since way before they probably even got sexually involved with that.
You might be right. He may have got.
You know how that stuff be.
I'm pretty sure he has some past.
Yeah, that industry be on some other stuff.
But he had a golden ticket. Yeah, he had one job.
You know, they'll start manipulating the kid at 5, working him.
Lynden, he had one job.
No, true, but man, when you are not brought up properly and you are kind of like just being manipulated on so many levels for this greater cause, man, sometimes it's like, you know, he ain't normal. That whole situation ain't normal, no matter how.
He said, my truth is my truth, and it's mine to own. There's no right or wrong here.
Yeah. So, see, we going towards a way where everybody's saying there's no more right, no more wrong. But no matter how much we try to say to each his own, there's no right, there's no wrong. Morally, I disagree. There's just certain things that are naturally.
But is there a difference between cheating, right, and nobody knowing you didn't ask the person to basically bring somebody into the relationship, and if you basically say, you know, you get an invite?
Oh, no,
I mean? probably.
Like,
no, it's not even a side piece.
It's different if it's
open. Room with a clipboard, like, all right, yeah, I see how you was doing that.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, that's a good point. Dame was like, man, you probably had to go through a courting process to even get to that point. It probably was like a little, you know,
grooming process.
Grooming process, like. Let's see who this is. Oh no, this is not.
He might be calling it.
See y'all.
Yeah, it's you know.
Caller
welcome to the
podcast.
Welcome to the ABE podcast, caller.
Oh, this stinks, man. Damn.
This is the second time you did this, man.
You trying to get that haircut?
Yeah.
You know you want to talk about August Alsina.
Before we make this appointment for your haircut, you gotta drop a line. We talking about this August Alsina, you know, Jada Pinkett, Will Smith thing. What you think about that?
And they got a wild household over there.
It's lit.
It's cracking.
Right.
Man, it's cracking, man. I don't know what kind of voodoo she got going on, but yeah, definitely something in the air over there in that household.
Hey, for real.
All right, cool. I'm gonna text you right now for your time.
All right, bet.
All
right, man.
All right. Yeah, but you know, I'm sure, you know, you got to think about this is Will and Jada, and even though everyone knows that they are involved in open relationships, it's still a certain way you got to go about. Well,
allegedly.
If that's true,
we don't know.
If you are involved in that kind of stuff,
celebrities are expected to do all this.
But that's why you shouldn't put people on pedestals.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just with anything, no matter what the dynamics are in a relationship, there's ways you go about it before sex get involved. So if this person's involved, he grooming them.
So would you do it?
They got money, so they live by a different set of rules, bro. And they got money.
Oh, I had a question for you. You know how you said that you would be the side piece, right?
For Jada?
Right. You
For
said
Jada?
that, right?
Yeah,
Jada hit
But
me.
let me ask you this: would you have an open relationship though? In your relationship?
See, we talking about Jada. No, I wouldn't. But this
Right.
is Jada.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody wants to say, "Yeah, I'll do that."
No, I ain't crazy. No,
like let your girl go ahead and you know what I mean.
No, but like
Nah,
I said,
man,
Jada-
don't
Are
know.
there any men who would say that? I want to know that. Like males,
I think-
who would say yeah, that woman can do
Here's
that.
here's my opinion.
I'm pretty
on
sure
it.
they are.
it's something out
I
Right.
think it's some people that do that, but you really got to ask yourself if you're really into somebody, and that's another level to be like, you know what, I don't mind like
but
somebody else being with you. That's to me, that's like way so far out of the normalcy, like what the normal spectrum of emotions and feelings are, because
True. I mean, but
that
also
just don't even make sense. So
as the relationship progresses, y'all might be like, yeah, it might be a thing that comes up.
man, how much money?
Anybody
you-
who's cool with that, you gotta see it. You gotta check them out. You need to just
That
try
ain't
your
that. It
acting.
ain't gonna be organic. See, I think now there is a situation where if we got so much money and so much bread and so many companies, you might not want to just split, and you might
I
want to
mean,
say,
if
you know what,
Jeff
go
Bezos
do
can
your
get
thing.
a divorce, you know what I mean? Come on now, why do you have to stay together? That's my thing.
I
Why
think,
do you
but if
have
y'all
to-
gonna
I mean, but
But see,
because-
Jeff Bezos' money is not dependent on any of his like. In other words, we don't know his wife. They're not in the public eye like that. So I think that just put yourself in a position where if you and your wife were a brand together,
Yeah.
and y'all had companies together, and part of that image was what you was peddling, the red table,
you got to
Right.
make it
the
look
whole,
sexy.
you
gotta make it look sexy.
it might be,
Too much crutch said, to me, feelings ain't there if you letting other head smash.
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
Selfish, that's mine and mine only.
That's
Right.
what I'm
That mean your whole arrangement is on some other stuff. It could be all. And some people marry for that. Some people don't marry for love. They marry for straight up, a partner.
Status.
Love.
Yeah.
I was told that
I mean,
by a
'cause
female friend of mine.
That is true. And, as much as I value marriage, right, and love, but the whole wedding marriage thing now is just
Yeah.
a contract.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like rewind. No, don't even take it to marriage, right? Don't even take it to that level of commitment, because that's a legal entity, right?
It is.
Let's just rewind it back to just you involved with somebody. Like, are you cool with somebody that you really care about? And are they cool if they really care about you with just saying, like, that would throw you off your game a little bit if a girl was like, oh, I ain't tripping. If a woman you was dealing with was like, go do whatever you want to do.
I couldn't be with a woman like that.
Because
that
you
would
think
throw
of
you
like
off a little
relationships
bit.
as like a partnership, right?
Yeah.
You know what
True.
I mean?
I want my woman to want me to only be with her and trip if I get with somebody else. That's regular to
She
me.
like, do you?
Right.
Nah,
Imagine every time you come to
because I'm
crib, she
not
like,
gonna
do
do
you?
me,
I ain't
and I
tripping.
don't want you doing you, nigga. What are you talking about?
Right.
Go do
We're in
you.
a relationship. What
Nah.
is this, nigga? No.
Let's go do you.
You gonna tell me you're not tripping? Then something wrong with you, because you should be tripping.
They rich, famous
Man, we
swingers. Regular people do it too. That's what Brandon says. It's for real lifestyle.
It's for real.
It's real. They really out here swinging, y'all.
Facts, Brandon.
That's not just in the books. There's some swinging going on out
Then
here.
remain a
Right.
partner, don't get married. That's what Shauna said. Man, we had another topic, but we only got one more minute.
Man, it's almost up.
Anyway,
Man,
yeah.
You think we got time?
what was the other topic?
It was the let me get this right. The NFAC.
Oh, we not fucking around.
Yeah, the Not Fucking Around Coalition.
Right.
That's what it really stands for?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought you was just joking.
And man, he got a whole army of people with him, and they all repeat, "We are not fucking around."
They really don't look like they are.
No.
They don't look like they are.
They're not.
Yeah,
But-
so
Yeah.
We're going to have to pick that up next week, because that's a lot to unpack, and I really want to get into that. Yeah,
Right.
let's cut it right there.
See y'all later.
Make sure you guys subscribe, like,
Yep.
and share. Art Beauty Equilibrium
And-
Podcast.
thank you.
Don't
Thanks,
play
y'all.
with that swinging life. That's a real lifestyle.
Yeah.
Y'all have a good one. Thank you for the comments. Please like, share, and subscribe. Wavy Wolf brushes available on Amazon.
Kick it up.